See, retention can bring you women, but if you do it for that reason, you're missing the point. Retention can give you the energy needed and the drive needed to improve and elevate your life as a man. You become consistent in the gym because you have so much energy. You start improving your health. You start eating better. You start learning more about self-improvement. And you start taking responsibility for yourself as a man. And that's attractive to women. You become more attractive to women overall, but you also have the option to choose a better partner for yourself because you're now elevating yourself. You become the kind of man that is not chasing. You're not chasing for women's validation. You're not chasing for their approval anymore. And you're on your own journey, your own path, and you're doing your own thing. And that's very attractive for a woman because she senses that you are somebody who is responsible for themselves, who takes action in his life, who has goals, who is interested in more than just women. Women can sense if you're a lustful guy, if you have this energy where you want something from women, you want them to behave in certain ways, you want them to fulfill you in certain ways, and you want women to be the way that you want them to be. Women can sense that. And even though a lot of women might, from the outside looking in, like for us men, we can be fooled by thinking that women want that or that women crave men who give them that kind of attention, who are the quote-unquote fuckboys or who treat them bad. But it's not until you see these things more clearly, and you can do that with retention, that this is a paradox in itself. Because if you are a man, you are supposed to be a leader in your own life, but you're also supposed to, in your best capacity, to lead other people in your life that you can be responsible for and that you are responsible for. If you meet a woman and you can sense that this is what she's used to, these like lower quality men that only want the physical aspect of the relationship, and they're emotionally unavailable. They don't show up spiritually. They don't have what it takes to really provide for a woman in the way that she needs spiritually, emotionally, and also physically. But that comes later. But until you see that for what it really is, you might think that women crave these kind of men, and you might feel that you have to become that guy, that fuckboy guy. You have to become an inauthentic version of yourself to attract women. But that's because your whole lens is zoomed in on this specific part of society. You keep watching these videos and you keep consuming all this content about toxic male improvement or whatever, like these role models that call themselves alpha male and all of that. You keep consuming this content and you become brainwashed into thinking that that's how to get women. But what you don't realize is that you can get women pretty easily, I would say, if you play your cards right. But those women are either low quality or they are insecure in some ways. And I'm not saying that to put them down. I'm actually saying that to tell you that you have a responsibility as a man to not keep that trend going. You have the responsibility to treat these women right, no matter what they have experienced in the past. And I'm not saying you should just take any woman and like treat them good, whatever. Like, obviously have boundaries for yourself and self-respect. But I'm saying so many men, also in the retention community, but generally online today, focus so much on women and how they are bad and how, like I said, you need to be this alpha male, this fuckboy vibe, and you need to treat them bad and like all of that. And you can do the same with retention. You start doing retention and you become a better man. You become more attractive to women. And then you subconsciously do this to attract women. But you're missing the whole point. The whole point of retention is to not do these things. It's to see that the lustful acts and the lustful thoughts of these men are so deeply ingrained in them that they can't see the truth. And these women don't see it because they don't know how we think. But you know how you think, and you know what these kind of men think. So I'm telling you that you have a responsibility to show up for yourself first and foremost in the most honest and authentic way. But also, if you have women in your life, or if you want to attract women, don't follow this advice that you need to be this kind of man. You need to be yourself. You need to show your flaws. You need to be vulnerable. You need to be a proper man, somebody who can take care of women, somebody who is safe for women. Because ask yourself, do you want to be the kind of man that is purely transactional? Like everything, like you can argue that relationships are transactional either way, but I'm just saying, do you want to have integrity in your heart where you just do the thing because you know it's good, because you know it's the right thing to do? Or do you want to be the man that is only doing things for other people because you want it back? Because that's not kindness. That's not being good. That's not being a good man. A good man will do things from his integrity, from his heart that is pure. And that's my point with this, with women, is that instead of chasing women through retention or through self-improvement or through tactics, chase women from an authentic place, because that's how you are going to get an authentic woman, but also how you actually attract and keep a good woman that knows you for who you are. Because there's so many ways that you can do this, and there's so many ways that you can fool yourself, you can fool people around you, and it's just, like I said, this online space right now is just crowded with men that are insecure, but they look confident. They look like they have it together. They look like they know it all, and they speak with such they can convince you that they know it. And you see like these whiteboards with dating checklist and like, don't do this to women, and like, it's easy to fall into that trap when you're lonely and when you don't have anybody, when you really want a woman. But I'm telling you, if you're retaining, you already have taken that first step to step out of that mindset, because now you're not lusting. These men, they're lusting, even though you can't really see it. It's very indirect. But they're lusting. They want more women, and it's a hollow place in them that they can't fill. So they use all these tactics, and it's so evident once you see it. But you, when you're retaining, you have taken that step out of that mindset. You've taken the first step into becoming you. And you will attract women from that. Just that fact alone that you are doing you, that will attract women by itself. But more importantly, it will attract the right kind of woman for you. And you will have discernment when you see women, because your vision and your judgment is not clouded by lustful thoughts, and that you want to get to bed really quick with them, that you want them to feel avoiding you. But you also do know that you are imperfect and that nobody is perfect. So you chase women from a much more, you chase and also attract women from a much more real place, a real authentic place in your heart. And that's what retention should be about. It's not about shutting yourself down with self-improvement or chasing women through the self-improvement that you can do on retention as well. You can attract women on retention. It's just automatic because you are choosing yourself as a man, and that is attractive. But you have to realize what you're doing this for. Who are you doing it for? And you're doing it for you. You're doing it, I hope, to build your integrity, to actually say no when you're tempted because you know it's not right. You do it because you don't want to take advantage of people. You don't want to be in that space, like I said, where men are hating on women or trying to fool women. Even though so many people do it, you have the option to not follow that trend, to not fall victim for all this brainwash, and actually do the right thing. That's what I hope you do, because there's not enough men in the world like this. And I'm telling you that you have the option and possibility to change the world around you. You can change people around you from your acts and from your integrity and who you are. So if women occupy your mind, try to really get back to yourself and get back to why you started retention. Why are you doing this, and who are you doing it for? And really try to get rid of those thoughts about you needing something from women or that you want something from them. Think about you wanting to provide for them spiritually, a woman, a good woman, a partner for you. And that will be so much more fulfilling than getting women, like a general term, like I got a lot of women. It's like, so what? That hunger is never going to go away. If you don't challenge that hunger, it'll never go away. You keep feeding it. You keep wanting more and more and more. And the thing is that you don't want women. You want yourself. You want to find you in all of this. So that's my point. All right. It's starting to rain here, so I gotta bounce, but I'll see you in the next one. Peace.